Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles X. And in this episode, we're going to work towards the next mandatory Affinity mission, as well as some others that are not necessarily required to beat the game. So starting off, today we're going to go after another DLC character. And this one is debatably the most important for me. Like I said before, my build that I have for my late game may be different than yours, but this guy, who is, by the way, one of the 4 DLC characters you should have no matter what, will teach us a very handy art later down the line. So I kind of want to get him on my team right now and work on that a bit later, but simply come to this part of the commercial district, get outside your scale, even if you didn't come in a scale, and there he is, Yelv. Drinking some cocoa or something. Yeah, this is Affinity mission. All you gotta do is be level 14. It's real easy. Let's go ahead and do it, because why the heck not?
Hey, you. I've been looking for you. Come here a minute. I got something you're about to do for me. Well, sure. Hey. Are you trying to clown me? Now shut up and do as you're told, and this'll go easy. Here, I picked out a mission or 3 for you. No thanks needed. Run along and handle them. Should be a cakewalk. Real easy street. You're a tough potato, aren't you? I like tough potatoes, so don't make me mash you, potato. I'll throw the details to your comm device. Get it done, and get back to me. Capiche? Easy enough, yeah? Oh, and don't take too long, or you and me will have problems. Time to prove you ain't all show. And you better impress.
I gotta say, dude, a little bit rude to just come up to me and demand you get me stuff anyways. He has 3 missions for us. I automatically completed one of them because it's just to gather some materials which are inside of every single cave in Primordia. Not that hard to grab, but the other requests have us to go out into the field and kill some monsters. So let's go do that with my giant scale. First up, kill some bugs, that's tough. And then destroy 2 young Cernicula out in Primordia's fields. And hey, congratulations, you just finished part 1 of Yelv's request for some reason. I guess we should go tell him the good news, huh?
How them jobs I gave you coming along, superstar? Alright, alright. Looks like they're done. You have a hard time or what? Yeah? I picked nasty ones on purpose so I could test your mettle. But hey, guess you're a real big shot. Well, you pass. Congrats! As of today, you're partners with the legendary Yelv. You've been deemed worthy of tackling reclaimer missions by my side. Just had to sniff out your skills first. Yeah, it's quite the honor. Went through a whole pile of candidates before you. Right, enough yapping. Let's say we christen this new partnership with an assignment. Next stop, mission control. Let's hope they got something fun.
Alright, his personality changed really quickly, and oh yeah, Lynn's scale is kind of destroyed. I'll show you how to get that back later, but he is a Blessed Fencer Plus, and at the moment, he has a ray gun and a photon saber. Not really that cool, but hey, we got him, so let's head to the Blade Commerce and finish up this mission.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Useless, crap, lame, vicious indigent slays 3 dozen blades. Sounds fun. What else? Gather 10 straw lennies. That's kids' work. Or recover fallen fragments of the whale. Classic reclaimer gig there. Well, Bard, you getting any chuckles here? love it! I knew I was right about you. Yeah, we should probably kick this partnership off with something a little bit more reclaimery. I'm putting us down for grabbing white whale bits on the beach. Looks like nobody's been there yet. We showed up on Frontier Nav and everything. Sounds like a perfect job for the new reclaimer hotshots, huh? Let's get a move on, Pard. I want to see those feet of yours fly.
I think the mission that has to do with the thing that killed tons of blades is a little bit more important, Yelv, but hey, whatever. We'll do this one if you say so. And all you have to do is head to Oblivious Beach to the north. It shouldn't be too hard to locate. And there is no... How am I... God, let me just fast travel. Much better. Alright, so here in the northern coast of Oblivia, there is a piece of white whale debris that apparently we need to reclaim because we're reclaimers. That's not yours. I'm going to reclaim it.
Oh, hell. This place is crawling with nasty critters. You ready to go? Because school is about to be in session. Time to teach these indigents who owns this little piece of Mira. Counting on you, Pard. Man, this is just like when he and I used to hit the field. Good times. Now let's get in there and say hello to the locals.
And I'm constantly debating with myself how to make any low-level Affinity mission interesting, but then again, I guess just shooting the living crap out of indigents never gets old, but yeah. They're just generic guys, just beat them. That one shot a rock out of its mouth. I want to say that's a rock. I don't think that thing poops out of its front, but hey, as long as you don't aggro any of the tyrants in the surrounding area, you should totally be fine. And yeah, this is kind of a massacre. Sorry about that. I don't know, man. I almost feel kind of bad completely wrecking these guys now that I have a scale, but oh well, what are you gonna do about it?
Looks like the debris's got some Earth-based animal samples in it. Not really what I'm after, though. Well, freaking great. Let's get back to New LA and report to Eleonora.
I'm a bit curious on what exactly Yelv is looking for, but since we don't even have one heart of affinity with him, it'd probably be a bad idea to ask. Anyways, let's go back to Eleonora. And once we make it back to NLA, I didn't do this last episode, and it would have made way more sense to do it instead of right in the middle of an Affinity mission, but we got another blade level increased because, yeah, inside the money caves, every single material you pick... Oh, that is really not the coolest one ever. Yeah, we can add decals to the barracks. Kind of cool. I don't really feel like customizing my barracks, though, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's not on my high to-do list, but yeah, every time you pick up a material, your blade level increases.
What do you want to improve?
So that's why I got that, but yeah, now I'm going to go for biological because really there's no sense in maxing out archaeological at the moment, so I'm just gonna go for that. But yeah, back to the Affinity mission, if you could, Eleonora. Yelv has kind of something really important to report to you, if we could get to that.
Welcome back, Yelv. How did this round of salvaging go? Find anything nice out there?
Bupkis is what we found. Give it over to the lady, Pard.
Earth animal genome data? The lab guys are going to have a field day. But I'm sorry, you still haven't found what you're looking for.
Spare me. I ain't looking for nothing.
Oh, sorry. Did I say something wrong? I didn't mean to. Talking with you is like walking a minefield, you know? That's why all the other reclaimers keep their distance. Which is a shame, since you're a total softie underneath.
Look, we did our job, so you do yours and make with the reward already.
Okay, okay. Here you go, Grumpy.
I swear, that chick is always getting up in my personal biz. Ah well. Now that we got pocket change, let's go knock back a cold one. We're gonna be working together a long time, you and me. Best to get to know each other. That's what I'm talking about. Cheers to the pair that's gonna change the course of Reclaimer history. You and me, Pard. You and me. We'll find every last scrap of the white whale or die trying.
I mean, I hate to burst your bubble, man, but do we really need every single scrap? Anyways, the first signature art that Yelv can give us is Essence Exchange, and it is debatably one of the best moves in the entire game. It basically switches your HP with your TP. Yeah, it's kind of crazy like that, but Yelv, you're a cool guy and all, but we really do not need you on the team right now, because instead, we're gonna knock out an Affinity mission where we kind of need a little bit of manpower, and come to think of it, why settle for manpower when you can have scale power? But unfortunately for us, we kind of don't have a scale anymore since Lynn kind of broke hers. But all you have to do is, when that happens, simply just come back to the barracks and just register it again. It's not really that hard. You do not have to pay any scale insurance at all. Lynn has her scale back just like that. It's kind of nice. Unfortunately, it's not the same for when your main character destroys a skill. But now that we have Lynn with a skill, there's just a couple other things, and I just want to make okay, if you're ever hesitating, yes, the skill will appear right here, but there are a couple other things that we need to do before we start this next Affinity mission. Like, we really need to make it nighttime. Not 100% required to do this, but I highly recommend it. Also, make sure to bring a fourth party member who can hold their weight, because you're going to be taking on some really tough opponents in this next one. And once you have both of those things taken care of, it is now time to start the next required Affinity mission. And this one could either be really easy for you or really tough. This is Spy Games, and I highly recommend you bring your skills into this next one.
Had I known I'd be forced to wait, I would have brought a book.
Our apologies, Director General. Our blade work has been keeping us especially busy as of late. Besides, it's pretty unusual to get a direct request from you.
I would hope that warranted special priority. This mission affects us all.
If it's an official mission, shouldn't we take it through the normal channels?
Personally, I consider it very official, but both Nagi and Vandam refused me. Shouted me down, actually.
What? Then we're probably not even allowed to take it, right?
Let's hear the brief, and why they turned you down.
A wise decision. You're familiar with Jair Fortress, yes? In a few days, we'll be hitting it with a surprise offensive.
Of course. Every blade on the force is participating.
We built our attack strategy around the idea of limiting casualties as much as possible. As such, we'll be employing mostly long-range fighting tactics.
That would be the sensible choice.
Yes, and I fully support it. But it makes gathering intel nearly impossible. Data on the present state of the Ganglion. At the moment, we know next to nothing about their situation. We don't even know if it's possible to negotiate with them or not. We need more information in order to effectively formulate future plans.
All right, you've made your ideas clear. What do you want us to do?
Infiltrate the fortress before we strike. Gather whatever intel you can and return here with it.
Is that even possible?
Any answer I give will be idle speculation. But I do believe this mission is of the utmost importance. And I also believe that your team has the best chance of getting it done.
So you decided to ask us face to face? That's quite the honor.
Is that sarcasm?
Take it as you will, sir. What if we refuse?
Then I'll ask the team with the next highest chances, and so on. Send in the damn janitors if I have to. Whatever it takes.
You truly believe it's this important?
I do.
All right then. We'll do it.
Excellent.
But we're not taking any unnecessary risks. If things get hairy, we'll cut and run empty-handed if we must.
Let's all hope it never comes to that.
Just one question, if I may. Are those really your only reasons for wanting this intel?
What other reasons would there be?
Any answer I give would be idle speculation, sir.
My goal has always been to secure a future for humanity on this planet. It's as simple as that.
All right, I'll take you at your word. Let's get back to the barracks and prepare. This one's going to be tough.
I hope you don't mind I let myself in.
From the look on your face, I'm guessing you know about our meeting with the Director General.
And from the look on yours, I'm guessing you accepted the mission.
We'll do what we can. Elma was super clear. If things get dangerous, we'll call it off.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. Don't forget, you're all far more valuable to us than any intel you might come back with.
Tatsu totally agree and definitely never forget.
In other words, don't worry about us.
Nagi is not messing around. This mission can be very, very difficult, so take his warning seriously. But we've already accepted the mission, so there's no way of getting out of it. So let's get started and head to Oblivia. And okay, it's time to begin the operation. Now, if you get here around 2 a.m., 9 times out of 10, you're going to have enough nighttime to get this mission done if you know where you're going. Like I've said before, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, it is dangerous to go outside of NLA at night. However, you can use the cover of night to sort of hide yourself. So that's what we're going to be using in this mission. Now, this mission, it can be done without skills, but I'm going to show you a way to get in there with skills. I don't know if they planned you to use skills here, but it can be done, and I find this mission a whole lot more bearable if you have skills with you. The only issue is sneaking giant robots into a base of Ganglion is not the easiest thing, but luckily for us, Ganglion have horrible eyesight, so they're not going to see it if we go accordingly. And yeah, this is not my most favorite place on Earth. Oh boy. Yeah, you see all those planes? They can see you from a really far distance, which makes getting in this area a bit difficult. However, if you jump right onto this pilot slab and then jump up here really quickly, you should make it to your destination without any of them seeing you at night. I can't believe I did that on my first try. I'm really happy about that. Let's get this info and get the heck out of here, guys. God dang. I do not want to stay here any longer than I have to.
This should be the fortress mainframe.
Think you can get in?
I can try, but I wouldn't bother holding your breath. Even if I can, it'll take time. Better to pull the drive and analyze it later.
All right, let's run with that. Just as soon as we're done with them. Let's take care of these things first, then we can retrieve the data.
You didn't think it'd be that easy, did you? Oh, well, it's not. These Mamuk are not invincible, but even at level 30, their beam damage can be very difficult to get around. Look at Gwen, he's almost dead. Well, then again, that's just because Gwen's AI is really, really badly programmed, but whatever. So here's the deal. This is why I like to sneak in our skills, because literally the Gatling gun just makes this battle so easy. I mean, I got lucky in the cockpit mode, but you can see how just having skills makes this a whole lot more bearable. And hopefully you can get here without being seen. I can't believe I did that in the first try. That kind of took me by surprise. It took me a while in practice, but yeah, if you have the Inferno, they shouldn't last too long.
Stand by.
Drive secured, ma'am.
You're amazing, Lynn. Now let's get out of here ASAP so we can head back to the city and report in.
And like Nagi said, once we got the info, let's get the heck out of here. But Here's the thing, guys. The Pathfinder in me kind of really wants to get a probe here, and now is a great time to grab it, especially since, well, it's nighttime and all. But if you come down here in the Jair Fortress, there is a probe, and there is really nothing guarding the probe at all, and holy crud, that looks really, really cool. I like when my scale just thrusts forward. Makes me wish I had a flight module. But if you have mechanical level 4, you can get this, and that Rebel Kaiser Kolmeva is going to be helpful for something a little bit later. I'm not going to get into that right now because it's not really relevant, but now that we have this probe, let's return back to NLA.
Is that the Ganglion data drive? Excellent work. You have my thanks.
Tatsu happy to get thanks, but more happy to get reward.
Of course. I'll reward you for your efforts with as large a sum as I'm able. Next comes the task of decrypting and analyzing this data. Elma, perhaps you could...
I'm afraid not. However, I might suggest letting a man-on take a look. If you'd like, we can bring it to someone we know.
I see. I leave it to you then.
So you want the data from inside this, yes? That's easy. Very, very easy, you know?
That would be a huge help, yes. Thank you.
For you, I'm more than happy to help. Oh, yes. Least I can do for saving my life, right?
When you're finished, deliver the results straight to the Director General's office, okay?
You got it, okay?
All right, let's go give him our report.
Wonderful. I'll expect a report from the man-on then. It seems I was correct. Your team was the right one for the job. I hope you'll continue to assist in the future.
Of course, as long as our goals align.
Our mutual objective is the continued survival of the human race. This will not change.
Indeed.
The continued survival of the human race. Everything's a speech with that guy.
No, that's one thing he's truly serious about.
You know, I heard something the other day. Did you know about his son? The soldier?
No. Is he a Blade?
He never left Earth. Apparently because of the Director General. He sent his son on a mission just before the White Whale took off.
If he were a corrupt man, he would have sent someone else's son on that mission.
But he didn't, did he? I guess sometimes the right thing to do is also the hard thing, huh?
Dang, man, if that's all true, Maurice is, well, a pretty kind man if you think about it. He sacrificed his own son just because it was his job. Oh man, I don't think I could have done that, but yeah, on to less depressing matters, I guess. If you completed that Affinity mission, pat yourself on the back, because that is not the easiest one in the world, and it is also one of 2 prerequisites to starting Chapter 9. The other of which is we need to get a data probe, but we'll be getting that a little bit later. But speaking of Chapter 9, I highly recommend you get all level 30 skills for at least 3 of your party members. I highly recommend any of the medium types. They're great, especially the Inferno. And if you can afford them, the heavy types. They're going to pretty much secure your victory. And also, you probably need to do a little bit of grinding, since this one's notorious for being really, really difficult. At the moment, we're level 31, and yeah, pretty much everybody's really low level. But we do have a way to alleviate that, and well, that's what I'll be showing you next, since it's on the way to our next destination. Now is finally the time we will be exploring the 4th continent of Mira. We could have technically gone to this area at any time, but now that we have access to Skells, we can get there very, very quickly. So what I recommend you do is get as north as you can in Primordia using whatever fast travel point you have until you get to this point on the map. Frontier at Nav Site 113 is handy for a lot of reasons, mostly because it has decent revenue and all that stuff, but mostly because it is where you can quickly travel back to get to this grinding spot. So in between continents, here in the Primordia waters, there's an island. You're looking at it right over there, where there are a ton of mechanical enemies for us to destroy in Skells. This is where I will be going in between episodes to get a ton of levels, because in reality, Chapter 9 is going to really test your combat prowess. And in reality, these pugilists are I'm going to kill you with my weapons, but in reality, these pugilists are so puny. You can tear them to pieces with just the beam swords. Your breaker blade probably won't do that much, but in reality, that's why you got other weapons. These enemies are also highly susceptible to gravity damage, so if you have the G-Buster on any of your skills, my god, you're going to tear through these guys really quickly, which is kind of the strategy I'm going to be going for, since I'm going to hopefully get enough money and get multiple G-Buster units for the next chapter, since... Yeah, I was not kidding. You probably want a couple of scales. I'm going to try and use weaker scales, though, because, well, if you're struggling in this next chapter, I want to give you some idea on how you can succeed, even if you don't have all the money in the world. But now that I've highlighted that area, right across from us is the 4th continent of Xenoblade Chronicles X, and oh my god, it is just stunning. Like, I love Noctilum, I love Primordia, I love Oblivia, but this place, guys, I don't know, man. I don't know if we can top this, and yeah, there's a certain point you can't really travel. Because, guys, in Cyvalum, not only is there a lot of water, but there's a lot of uneven terrain, and oh god, I love this music, but at the same time, I don't like it, and the reason is really stupid. It reminds me of this one stinking song, and I can't get it out of my head. But this is the first data probe of a brand new continent, guys. And now that we have this, there's nothing stopping us from starting Chapter 9. And oh my god, I cannot wait to explore this place. But unfortunately, that's going to have to wait for a future episode, since, well, we're kind of out of time. I know we only did 2 Affinity missions, but you have to understand, oh boy, that second one is really, really tough, but yeah. In the next episode of Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles X, we begin exploring this brand new continent, starting with Chapter 9. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you'll stay tuned for the next one, because it's going to be pretty crazy. Anyways, as always, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode.